Hello and welcome back. We are now going into the last 2-3 weeks of class before the final exam. This week we approach pivot tables. That's what we use when you have a very large Excel spreadsheet and you can't do it, you can't work it out with tables, normal tables, not to mention data range. So we're going back to Excel now for the last important thing of Excel. Pivot tables, I told you. I hope everyone is well. I really appreciate if you tell me your stories, if you just give me an email and say, okay, I'm well, Prof, I'd like or I don't like what we are doing, and so on and on. The final will be online again. I'm not sure about the method we will use. It's going to be somewhat harmonized with the rest of John Cabot University, but let me tell you one thing. If you submit your assignments, I think it's going to be really hard to fail. On the other hand, if I have no news of you since the beginning of March, since the lockdown, I can't possibly help you. So if you haven't done anything so far, you can still save this class and pass this exam, and perhaps even get a good grade, because I know there's some brilliant people among you who have been in troubles for a number of issues. But do please submit the assignments. Even after the deadline, even if you don't exactly know how to do it. Do that, please. And now let's get on pivot tables. Again, I shall be very glad to hear from you, and hopefully we can have a big Skype party by the end of the exam. Bye. Next slide, please. So this is the case when we have a rather large Excel spreadsheet. We will have an even larger one later on, but this one is already 3,726 rows, which is something, in Excel is likely to happen many times. Excel is powerful enough to be able to handle large numbers of data set. Up to 100,000 lines, Excel still works well. Beyond that, you need a database management system, but that's quite another thing. So here we are back to database that we have seen, I believe, the very first week of class. It's a data set about movies, so you're probably familiar with most of them. The title of the movie, the release date, the country, the language, if it was color or black and white, the director, the main interpreter, and then also some budget data. So to begin with, my query, the question I pose to the Excel, my goal, what I want to do, it's called query when you work with the database. It's how many movies in black and white and color were directed by the top 5 directors for a number of movies. That's a kind of selection. I will allow you now to think about it. 10 minutes. Please recover the spreadsheet from Moodle, download it, save it immediately in a safe location, and then in the next 10 minutes, after you have please tried on your own what to extract this data, I will show you how to do it with pivot tables. So this is a sequence of operation I'd like you to perform. You download the file, you save the file in a safe folder where you can find it for the next 2 weeks at least. We will work on this file for the next 2 weeks, and then try, as far as you know, without resorting to pivot tables, to execute the query, which result is shown on the bottom right part of this slide. That's what exactly I am asking. How many movies the top 5 directors had, each one of them in black and white and in color? It's interesting to know that Spielberg has 2 movies in black and white, Clint Eastwood has 1, and even Woody Allen has a movie in black and white, Martin Scorsese too. I didn't know that. I'm surprised. And this is the beauty and the surprises that comes from pivot tables. Well, try to reach this result without pivot table. Take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, take as much as you want. The next presentation I will show you how to reach this result using pivot tables.